Welcome back to this already, the final segment for The Price of Business here today on this Thursday morning. Looking forward to this interview here today. One of my hot topics has been, and a lot of interest by our audience has been, in prestige properties. And so we brought someone on who specializes just in that here in the Houston market, Jacob Sudhoff, and he's with Sudhoff Properties. Jacob, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your firm.
Sure. I moved here about 4 years ago from Corpus Christi and started a firm here in Houston called Sudhoff Properties, and we specialize in new construction inside the Beltway. We're the largest seller of new homes inside the Beltway of Houston, Texas, and we're an extremely aggressive company on land as well, feeding our builders.
What does that mean? You feed your builders land?
Yes, and they can't get enough of it. Right now, our Houston economy, and especially the housing market, is just booming. And we're seeing the price of homes and the price of land at an exponential rate go up in appreciation. I mean, we're seeing land sometimes appreciate in less than 2 years, almost 50%. So inside the loop and inside the Beltway. So right now, our builders, we have a land acquisition team and called Sudhoff Land Services, and Sudhoff Land Services is feeding our builders land consistently to be able to build new product so we can sell it and put it on the market.
Okay. Where are most of your clients coming from? Are they Houstonians moving to other part of Houston? Are they people from other parts of the country? Because Houston's obviously a boom town. So tell us where your clients are coming from.
Actually, it's quite diverse. I would say that yes, we have a significant amount of people moving from out of town, and most of the time they come and they lease an apartment or into one of our condos, and then they end up purchasing a home 6 to 12 months later. So that's a big demographic. But the other demographic that's quite interesting is we have a lot of the people living in the suburbs, Katy, Pearland, the Woodlands, Kingwood, that are all moving inside the loop and inside the Beltway because they want to be closer to urban life.
Yeah.
And
they also want to be a place where the property values keep growing, which isn't always the case outside the Beltway.
Correct. And so the inside the loop and inside the Beltway is just, I mean, we've got so many new restaurants and things to do and museums and everything, and so people want to be around the action.
I love the inner loop. I absolutely love the inner loop. I live in the Beltway. I live in the Memorial area on the on the west side, but there's a part of me, especially now my kids go to a private school in the loop. It's like, man, we keep talking about possibly moving in the inner loop because this is so much fun.
It is. And the walkability in several of our new communities, we have new high-rises, we have new mid-rises. We're launching so many new products right now. I believe in the next 90 days, we have about almost 40 new projects launching inside the Beltway of Houston. And it's neat to be able to see all the different types of products we're bringing to the market. So one thing that we're bringing more than anyone else to the market are condos, living in flats. And so most of the people inside the loop live in, 3- and 4-story townhomes. And we're going to be bringing hundreds of new condos to the market. So you could actually live on one floor, which is quite unusual.
Yeah.
For Houston.
How old is your company?
Well, I started in 2003 in Corpus Christi. And then when I moved up here in 2010, I moved the company from Corpus to Houston in 2010. But the issue in Corpus is I was just doing resale down there. In Houston, we don't specialize in resale at all. We only do new construction. We only sell new homes. And sorry.
Yeah, what percentage of your clients are from outside of Houston?
I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of depending upon the price point of the home, it depends on what's the percentage. The lower the price point, the higher the percentage. The higher the price point, the lower the percentage. So, for example, our most expensive product that
because we just want to get here.
Correct.
And they don't want to spend a fortune to get here.
That's
and then
right.
They might upgrade as they move along.
Correct. So our most expensive product, we have nobody from out of town that has bought our most expensive project.
Which runs how much?
It ranges from about $2.5 million to about $10 million. It's a condominium that Giorgio Borlinghi's building on Belfiore. It's called Belfiore on South Post Oak.
Okay. Yeah, and then but kind of overall, looking at your most expensive to your least expensive, what percentage are outside of Houston?
I would say around 30 to 35% are outside of Houston.
How are they finding you?
Mainly through har.com. I have to say is probably one of the most substantial things, as well as driving around the city and seeing our signs. Internet, of course, is a huge deal that people are searching us on the web. Every one of my projects is independently branded, and so the projects, we push the brand of the builder and we push the brand of the project. My brand is not really a consumer brand. My brand, it's more important for me to push the brand of the builder or the project.
You want to push your brand to the builder or the project, and I guess the project would be the same as the builder, or
no, not necessarily. Like for example, with Giorgio Borlighi's project, the name is Belfiore, and so we're wanting to push people to BelfioreHouston.com, or we have one on San Felipe and Kirby called Winfield Gate, and so we really push people to WinfieldGate.com and or Rowan Wright, which is the builder of that project.
Okay, and there's a lot of builders out there and a lot of projects, I assume.
Correct. We represent about 44 builders right now.
And how many more builders would you like to represent?
About 44 more.
That's normal, right? And so where are your offices at?
We're at 3050 Post Oak at Richmond and Post Oak. And, that area is just booming over there as well with all the new high-rises. I mean, you've got cranes up and down Post Oak, all over the place. So it's a great location.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's fantastic. How does 2014 look like for you guys?
It's going to be an amazing year. It will be a record-breaking year, of course, for all of us. The issue for us is we can't build homes fast enough. And so we're really trying to bring homes to the market. And I always have to tell everybody that right now, the sooner that you can get into a community or the sooner that you can buy or pre-purchase your home, the better off you're going to be, because the prices are only going up. And they're going up at such a rapid pace that from the time that we start pre-sales to the time that we sell the last unit, sometimes we're increasing prices by over 20%.
Wow, that's fantastic. Unless you're the buyer.
That's right.
So not a whole lot of time for indecision.
No, and that's
really why bother approaching you unless you're ready to get rolling?
That's correct. You have no time for indecision, and I will tell you right now, it's those that act quickly will get the best deal, and at least in new construction. And most of the time with resale currently, you're facing multiple bid situations where they are consistently you're making offers on multiple homes before you can even get the option to get a house right now. And most of what we sell for new construction inside the loop, right now there's about an average of 7 days worth of finished inventory on the market.
Wow, that's incredible.
7 days.
Incredible. Yeah, and I imagine we're the only city in the country with that problem.
Correct.
Except for that little town in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota,
where
they are literally minus minus months in terms
They're
of
living
that.
in hotels.
Don't even go there unless you got an RV.
That's
right.
where
you're going to plan on living. That's probably the fastest growing industry in that area in North Dakota is RV parks.
Yep.
Or they're just trying to put in more plumbing.
Hey, it's faster than building apartments or building anything is RVs.
Yeah, just bring your own home.
Yeah,
and probably pay full apartment rent for that piece of land.
Yes. We're not there yet in Houston, thank gosh.
No,
but,
I don't know if we want to be that
no.
way. I mean, those kind of towns are kind of crappy, to be honest with you. It's just
yes, and you get gouged on everything.
Everything, yeah. You just better plan on, a lot of those people will take, 50 to 100-mile road trips to other towns to do Walmart and bring enough of, everything they need back
Correct.
to last another month, because it's just ridiculous.
That's
a low quality of life. I don't care how much you're getting paid.
We have some of that happening in South Texas right now in some of our smaller towns.
Yeah.
So, with the Eagleford and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of that going on here.
Well, it's fascinating, and glad we had someone like yourself to be able to talk about it. Jacob Sudhoff, he's with Sudhoff Properties. That's Sudhoff Properties.com to learn more about it. Jacob, thanks for being with us and tell us your story.
Thank you so much.
When we come back tomorrow, much more for you. I do want to mention that part of today's show has been sponsored by our friends at Abby.com and our friends over at SittersEtc.com. Have a great day and spend it right here in this station.